guys, welcome to my video tutorials on Adobe Illustrator. So, the way Adobe Illustrator works, it's very similar to other Adobe products. You'll notice on the left you have what's called a toolbar. The toolbar can be a single stroke or a single bar, or it can be a double bar. So when I say get the tool from the toolbar, it means go over here to the left side of the screen. Up at the top of Adobe Illustrator, you have what are called the menus. You have the File menu, the Edit menu, the Object menu, the Type menu, and so on and so forth. Over on the right side of the screen, you have what are called pop-up palettes. You have your swatches, which allow you to choose different colors, and you have drop-down menu in every palette, which will bring up little sub-menus. So these palettes can move around the screen, or if you don't like them, you can click them to go away with the little arrow. If you ever see something, you need something that you don't see, you go up to Window, and let's say I want to see my gradient palette. I'm going to choose gradient. It's going to bring up what's called a floating palette. This means I can tear it off and move it around the screen, or if I want to organize my palettes, I can put them all together here, and then I can tab between them. Or let's say I want to have just the stroke palette showing, I can tear it off all by itself, or if I don't want to see it at all, I can close it with an X. Illustrator also has different workspaces which allow you to choose what task you're focusing on. So by going to Window Workspace, I can choose, I'm just going to do some painting today. This is going to bring up all my stuff for the painting menu. The colors, the Pathfinder, and actually mine look like they are not the way I want them to be. So Window Workspace Reset Painting is going to bring up the defaults. This is how it's supposed to look. It's going to come in with your swatches, your brushes. These are going to be hidden away. Now, if you want something called the navigator, notice this little icon here. Bing, it appears. Bing, it disappears. If you are planning on doing a specific type of task when in Adobe Illustrator, if you go up, you can set a custom workspace in Adobe Illustrator. You go up to the Window menu and you go to Workspace. And Illustrator has some defaults: Essentials, Layout, Painting, Printing and Proofing, Tracing, Typography, and Web. You can also customize your own workspaces. Let's say, for example, I'd like to go to the tracing window. The tracing window is going to allow me to trace photos or illustrations. It's going to bring up a host of items for the tracing menu. You'll see mine did not actually come up correctly. So if yours looks funny or like it's not supposed to in a book, you have to hit reset. So there we go. I've reset. This is the default tracing window. Now I've got an Essentials workspace, which is a great one. Mine are always coming in differently because I like to work differently. So Workspace, Reset, Essentials. This is the way it's going to pop up. Now Illustrator likes to bring up these libraries. I always close them with my arrow, and you'll see these little icons over here in Essentials. I've got this little palette of paint, which looks like, if I click it, it's going to bring up my color. If I click the arrow, it will go away. These look like paint brushes over here. If I click it, there's all my little brushes. You can see they're tabbed with swatches and symbols to make it more convenient. And again, once I'm done with something, I can click this little arrow and it will go away. If I want to see my layers, I've got a little layer icon down here. I click it, up pop my floating palette for layers, and when I'm done with it, I can arrow it away. It turns into this convenient little thing, and if I want to, I should be able to drag that right back onto my bar. So Illustrator lets me customize my workspace. If you're ever working and you want to find something really quickly, you can go up here where it says Window, and you can say Window. I need a window to see my brushes, a window to see my information. Anything that you can see can be found in a window. Navigator is a popular one because it lets me navigate around my screen. Your nose is jammed?